Okay, let's see. I'll look here. I think everything's working. Welcome to Seat of Your Pants Pool Channel, brought to you by Fly By Night Enterprises. I'm late. I was having a nap, but I overslept. I was going to be more prepared. There's nobody watching yet. Usually I do a 10 or 15-minute intro to let people get tuned in and figure out that I'm online. Why is it so bright right over there? Oh, it's because that light's on. Whatever. So I'm just going to babble for a second. I said I would talk to you guys about what's going on with Shortstop on Pool and what I did last week. So I'm going to sit here and babble for a second before I play some pool. Kind of tired. Oh. But you get that way when you're 63, when you get tired once in a while. Stefan Weber, Road to 200 is going on. Joe Dale, hello. Hi, Joe. How are you? Let me turn off notifications on my phone so that doesn't interrupt me. I'll just start talking. If you guys have questions about anything I say or anything you want to ask me, go ahead. I'll do my regular Road to 200. I'll give it a try. If I feel like I'm not playing well enough, I'll just quit. Do it, and I'll start up next week. But I've been kind of resting and recovering from my trip. Hello, Joel. So I'm assuming that my microphone is working and you guys are hearing me. And my camera that you're watching me on is that one. So I tend to watch the screen because I can see whether I'm on screen or not. But if I want to look like I'm looking at you guys, I need to look there. Now it's like the TV weatherman. Now you can. Looks like I'm looking at you. So there's a few people watching right now. I think most of you figured out where I was last week, and I'm not going to say specifically, but I played pool for 9 days last week with John Schmidt, Mr. 626, previously known as Mr. 400. That was pretty cool. I was trying to contact John Schmidt because I just wanted to, up until last week, we were, I don't think we were friends or buddies. We were acquaintances. I had met him a couple of times, and he wrote the foreword to my book, shameless plug, Shortstop on Pool, foreword by John Schmidt. And I had met him in Denver once, and he came to my house once. But then, so I was reaching out to him because I know he had gone through some trouble and in his life and was kind of recovering from that and was starting to play pool again. And I wanted to say, hey, if you're ever thinking about playing straight pool and going for the record, let me know. I'm willing to come to your place and be the tech guy and run the camera and rack the balls and keep you motivated and do all that stuff. But I couldn't get a hold of him because someone hacked his Facebook account. So ironically, synchronistically, just 1 or 2 days later, he contacted me. And so he wanted to talk about straight pool, and he offered to show me some things. And so I went to his place, and I played more straight pool in the 9 days I was there than I have in the last 2 months. And it was I'm not a morning person. He's a morning person. He gets up at 5:30, 6 a.m. every day. And he's go all day long. It was all I could do to try and keep up. But I would take a nap in the afternoons. But I wanted to get the most value out of that situation as I could. And unbelievably, John was willing to show me anything and everything about playing straight pool. And I thought I knew a lot about playing straight pool. I do know a lot about. We talked about that. And, I wrote a book. I'm supposed to know a lot about straight pool. I got over 200 Rack of the Week videos on the internet about how to play straight pool. And yet, I left his house with my head spinning. And I've got a bunch of notebooks full, and we recorded all day, every day. I played several times every single day, and John played it once or twice a day too, and I've got it on video. And I've got tons of notes, and I've already organized my notes somewhat into an idea, an outline of what he showed me to try and present it to you guys. And I don't know how I'm going to do that. So I don't want to say anything more about that because I don't know what I'm going to do. But I learned a lot. And I ran over 100 balls 5 times in 9 days. I was struggling with the information that he was presenting to me because I felt like a beginner. I felt like he was showing me stuff and I'm like, wait a minute, slow down. What? You want me to do what? And then what? I was like, I was having a hard time keeping up and learning and understanding. And when I got myself to finally kind of relax, stop trying to show off, stop trying to just to listen and try and just do what he was suggesting. Within a couple of innings of kind of finally relaxing, it took a few days to do this, but kind of relaxing to it. I ran 189, my highest straight pool run ever, and he was coaching me through a lot of that. So I can't take full credit for it because I wouldn't have shot all the same shots because he was showing me all this stuff. And frankly, the run ended on a miss. Kind of a routine miss is one of those where I've got to cut a ball to send the cue ball to open up a small cluster, and I didn't return my attention to the object ball when I shot. So I opened up the cluster, but I missed the ball, and I was this close. I'm sure I was nervous because I was this close to 200. By all rights, I should have gotten to 200 because it was an easy table, 5-inch pockets. And, easy with air quotes. There's no such thing as easy. But when it comes to straight pool, that's the easy equipment that you want to play on to go for high runs. And I was that close. 11 balls away. If I made that shot, I could have cleared that rack. There was a break ball there, and I could have gotten position on it, and I would have been shooting a break shot on 196. So if I make the break shot and it opens, I got to make 3 more balls to run 200. So it was close. I didn't get real depressed about it because I don't want to run 200 just once. I want to be a player who can run 200. Now, running 200, even John is a favorite to run 100 every time he shoots a break shot. Literally, I'm not exaggerating. When I tracked his stats a couple of years ago, over a week of play in Calgary, his BPI was 95. And he said he was tired before he started playing straight pool in Calgary. So that's not an exaggeration. I've got the data to prove it. I'm like a third of the way through the videos, and I've got a spreadsheet, and I'm tracking all of the numbers, every inning that we played, and then totaling it and calculating the high run and the BPI for each session. And it's not an exaggeration. He would take only 3 innings at a time. Oh, let me shoot 3 innings, and he plays for 2 hours with 3 innings because he would run 85, 150, or sometimes he would get over 200, 250, 280. I'm not sure if he ran over 3 while I was there. I don't think he quite did, but he hadn't been playing and wasn't focused on it. And still, I mean, John Schmidt getting to 100, it's like pushing the button to cross the street. It's going to happen. It just happens every time. It's something else. And hello, James. Hello from Lincoln City, Oregon. And so I mean, it was just being able to play and have him in my ear all week. First, it was very hard because, as you know, I've done live streams here where I try to talk about what I'm doing while I'm doing it, and it just messes me up, and I can't play. But I think I got better at it there because listening to him tell me what to do is kind of the same interruption to your flow as me talking about what I'm going to do. So I got better at it. And it helped. I think I'm playing better right now than I ever have in my life. Pocketing the ball real well. I've played a few times on my table behind me here. Not a lot, just a few, because I've been resting a lot and processing videos and your orders from my website and working on my notes for trying to think about how I want to present. You guys tell me in the comments or think about it and send me a message. So I've thought about this a lot over the last few years because I wrote this book, How to Play Straight Pool. That's not what it's called. It's called The Shortstop on Straight Pool. And I wrote that book. I wrote this book, and it's 288 pages, nothing but good feedback. Everyone loves it. People are still buying it today, 5 years later. I shipped a couple of them just yesterday. And it's a good book. There's tons of good information. I talked to John about this. I said, man, all the stuff you said that you've taught me, I need to delete all my Rack of the Weeks and stop selling my book because it's wrong. And he said, no, it's not wrong. It's good information. What he's showing me is just the next level. And that's kind of how I've assembled my notes too. It's everything that's in here on steroids, just more advanced versions of this, plus some stuff that I didn't know existed. Plus a lot of stuff I didn't know existed. So if especially for you that have, those of you that have my book, but for all of you that watch my Rack of the Week videos, what do you think? What would you be interested in? Because my channel's about straight pool. Let's face it. I care about straight pool more than any other game. I play one pocket and 9-ball and all those other games too, but this is a straight pool channel. Everybody knows that. I make no secret about that. I like straight pool. It's my favorite game. I think it's the best game in the world. So that's who I am, and my mission is to promote straight pool on YouTube, as well as how to play pool, play pool well, all games. But I'm about straight pool. So if you're also a student of straight pool, maybe you have my book, maybe you watch my Rack of the Weeks, what do you think would be the best format for an advanced instructional material? Because I could write another book. I don't want to write another book. That's a lot of work. Or I could make a video, or I could make a series of videos. What? I don't know. I think I know what I want to do, but I'm just interested in, if any of you have opinions, leave a comment in the comment section or send me a message, because I'll write it down. Don't expect anything soon, because I want to do right by this information. I want to do it justice. I want to do it really well. So it's not like I'm going to get a video or something done in the next 2 weeks. This is going to be my project for the rest of the summer. By the way, I do have a goal, because I'm going to the International Open. I'll be playing straight pool in Florida, and that tournament is in late November, like the third week of November. And I'm going to, for the first time ever, I'm going to have a booth. I'm going to have a table at the International Open. I'll be there for like 9 days, sitting at my table, going, "Here's my stuff." So you'll be able to see all my stuff that I have for sale. And I would like to have this instructional material for sale as well, whether it's a book or a video or a pamphlet or I don't know what. So I've got roughly 4 months. July, the rest of June, I'm not counting that. July, August, September, October. Let's call that 4 full months. Plus, I got a week or two in November and the rest of June. And I think that sounds like a lot of time, but you know, it takes a while. So, but hopefully I can get something put together. Let me put it on my reading glasses. Somebody type something. I'm debating getting the book. Might get it within the month. Yeah, it's $80. I know it is a commitment, and yeah, I appreciate that. Maybe in the future there will be a volume 2. It's kind of what I'm thinking. And it wouldn't be a volume 2 because, well, it kind of would. This book is all me, literally. It's all me, from cover to cover. My business partner, David Sheasley, helped. He wanted to write some stuff, and I wouldn't let him. So sorry. I'm sorry, David. I know you wanted to help, but David was invaluable. I couldn't have done this book without David Sheasley. But this next thing I'm talking about is John Schmidt. And so I can't say, hey, here's part 2 of my book, because I didn't know any of this stuff 2 weeks ago. And so it's John Schmidt's information, and I got to give him credit for it. But John Schmidt will be the first to tell you that he learned how to play straight pool from Bobby Hunter, who's a pro player and has won professional straight pool tournaments and a world championship. Bobby Hunter learned from a lot of the old timers, who learned from the older old timers. So this is What I'm talking about is how to play straight pool. And it's the way that the professionals have been playing straight pool for 100 years. So it's not a new thing that John Schmidt has learned somehow. It's information that has been passed down through the decades to John Schmidt and, of course, to others. And now to me. And so I'm not as good of a player as John. I'm a 100-ball runner. I honestly feel like I can call myself a 100-ball runner now because I don't know how many. It's before I left for this trip, I had run over 130 times, and now it's like 35, 36, 37 times. I'm not sure. And well, I can call myself a 100-ball runner. If I run 200 balls, I'm not going to call myself a 200-ball runner. Not until I think I can do it a few times, if I ever get there. But I'm a 100-ball runner, so I think I'm a very accomplished straight pool player. And then more than that, what my strength is, I believe, is organization. I'm able to take lots of concepts, and they might be difficult, and I'm able to like organize them and structure them and then present it in a way that people can learn and understand from. I think that's my strength. And so this video that I do, or whatever instructional material that I do, it's going to be the John Schmidt system, and I'm not going to make any bones about that. But it's John Schmidt's system as he understands straight pool knowledge that's been passed down through the decades. And so it's coming from Ralph Greenleaf and Willie Mosconi and Luther Lassiter and Jimmy Karras and Babe Cranfield, all the greats, and Steve Miserak and everyone else, because it's the right way to play straight pool. And I need to formulate that better, and I will. I've got my notes. I'm working on it. Let's see what else someone's saying. Call it How I Made the Road 200 Possible with Help from Friends. Okay, I'll make a note of that. Book is not wrong, like shooting spin, a little, a lot, and different amounts of extreme. Where's that? Where's what? I'm not going to tell you where John is. He's somewhere west of the Mississippi River in a top secret underground bunker. That's the joke I made. But he wanted me to help him out with setting up a camera system on his pool table too. So I did that. So you can read into that what you want. Let's see how many people are watching. 24 people. I need to do a road to 200. The only one I've done lately, I did on John's pool table. And this was well into the trip and well after I had started learning some things. But I was completely on my own. It's on YouTube. You can watch it. And I had 2 innings. I ran 116 and 84. No. It may have been more than that. But I ran 116 my first inning, and then an 80-something to get over 200 points in 2 innings. Best I've ever done. Of course, an easier table, 5-inch pockets, but still doing my best to do to use the principles that John had been showing me. So I've just no doubt in my mind whatsoever that this is the correct way to play straight pool. And it's not like it's a change. It's not like you're doing things different from what I show in my book or what I talk about on my Rack of the Week. It's just doing it a lot better with a lot more thought and a lot more understanding about what's going on. A lot more. And so I can't wait to put it together. But I want to do it a good job and do it justice. Where's the booth? Well, it's at the International Open. Go to the International Open. Just search Google for Pat Fleming International Open. You guys are grown adults. You can do a Google search and find it. It's in St. Augustine, Florida. Google's Pat Fleming International Open. It'll come up. All the information there about hotels and everything that you need to know. Hotels and when it's running and all that. My booth is going to be real close to the door where you enter the auditorium, so that'll be cool. Always want to know this. An answer may get me to buy the book. Okay, Logan, what do you want to know? Ask your question. What's your question? Were the 5-inch pockets significantly easier? Yes, they're easier. I don't know what significantly means. They were easier. What does that mean? That means margin for error, especially on break shots. You know, you might not split the pocket perfectly, when you're shooting a break shot, sometimes you got a sharp angle or something. And so on my table here with 4.5-inch pockets, if it catches the point going in, don't quite hit the center, it might rattle. But you have 5-inch pockets, if you hit a little off center, it'll still go in. And then the other things is when you're shooting, the biggest, I don't think that's all that critical, because generally, if you're playing well, you're getting on your break shot well, and you're going to hit pretty close to center pocket anyway. The biggest thing that 5-inch pockets do for you, and you saw it on the runs, on Jason Shaw's runs, you can shoot at the upper corner pockets. I'll go over here. You can shoot at this pocket. There's a ball in the rack area, and the cue ball's below that ball. On this table here with 4.5-inch pockets, I got to be pretty darn straight to shoot that ball. I don't want to miss it. You can rattle it up here. But when you have a 5-inch corner pocket, oh, heck, you can shoot that ball up here all day, even if you got a little bit of angle. The reason is you can shoot it softer to make you can brush the rail and go in. Now, on my table, I have a ball. On my table, this table, cloth is, it's worn in, but it's not. But you can brush a ball rail. That one won't go in. So you can brush the rail going in, and it'll still go in. But on 5-inch pockets, it's on steroids. You can really brush that rail. It'll still fall in. It's nothing to apologize for. I hope you guys could hear me while I was way over there. It's nothing to apologize for. When we go for a monster run in straight pool, you got to have 5-inch pockets. It's not even possible. And John and I talked about that too, and I'll put that in the book. In the last few years, we've been fascinated with these monster runs by Jason Shaw and John Schmidt. Earl Strickland and Shane Van Boning tried to set a record. Ruslan Chynakov. We all want to see Joshua Filler have a go at it. We'd love to see Niels Fine and Thorsten Homan have a go at it. Who knows if they ever will. The point is, it's in the conversation now. We're talking about these runs over 500 balls long that we never used to talk about. If someone used to tell you that their high run was let's say they said, my high run's 320, you'd be like, oh man, ooh, that's the best ever. To have a high run over 300 balls, that's a really high pinnacle of achievement. And now we're looking at guys running 600, 700, 800 balls, and we're talking about, can they run 1,000 balls? Well, you're only going to run numbers like that on a table with 5-inch pockets and really polished balls and donuts for racking so that every rack is perfect. If you didn't have at least those 3 ingredients, you just don't have a chance. It's not going to happen. And so for someone like me who's not as good as that, I've run 100 balls plenty of times, but I've never run 200. Having those conditions makes it a lot easier for that reason. It opens up possibilities. You can shoot at the upper pockets more often. You don't have to move your cue ball around the rack area as much. But I still shoot at my upper corner pockets on my table behind me a lot, because I'm a lot more confident in that than I used to. You go back and watch me play straight pool on my home table or on any table two years ago, and I was like 50% shooting at those upper corner pockets. And today I'm well over 90%. I'm much more confident on it. Why did you start this YouTube channel? Yeah, I've talked about it many times, Logan. There's an interview. I've talked about it several times. There's an interview with me, with a friend of mine, Chisholm Woodson, on his channel. I'll bring it up for you, Logan. Since you asked specifically, let me bring it up. I'll find the link for you. 1 second. Let's see, YouTube, and then I can't remember the name of his channel, so let me find it. And oh, there's a recent one as well. I'll give you a link. Well, let me look this up. I'll give you this one first. Right here is a video. I'm copying the link, and I'm going to paste this in the chat for you, Logan. 1 second. Here we go. Okay, so this link is to an interview that I did very recently, just this year, with a friend of mine, Jeremiah Gage, on his channel Bullseye Billiards. So I talk a lot about me in that video, and I believe I do tell the story about how my book came about in there. So I won't waste time on this live stream doing that. But let me find Chisholm's channel. Chisholm, what the heck is your channel's name? Here it is. Chisholm Woodson, and then let's search for me. Nope. Shortstop on pool. Let me see. He might have more than one channel too. I don't remember. Or he might have deleted the video. He does a lot of Golden Tee stuff. I'm sorry, I'm not seeing it. I'm looking for his video on Chisholm. My friend Chisholm interviewed me. This is like 4 years ago, and I talk in depth about how the book came about. It's a mildly interesting story. Yeah, this is all Golden Tee. He might have another channel where he talks about it. Doing another search, see if I can find it. No, I can't find it. Sorry. Yeah, go to that link. Go to the link that I published there, Logan. And oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. You'll like it. I'm sure you've looked at the reviews on my website. Put a lot of work. It took a year to write that. I put a lot of work into that book. Let's see. I've had it for reviews and like it, and that's the link. Okay, what else? Anybody else? I'm going to play some straight pool here, see how well I do. I've played a couple times since I got back from my trip, and I think my high run was 84. I'm trying to play the way that John showed me, and it's not dramatically different, but it is different, and I got to think more, and I definitely handle certain situations differently. But I'm often looking at the table thinking, okay, would John really have me shoot this shot, or would he want me to shoot something else? And I'm like, he's like on my shoulder, like the little devil angel. It's like me on one shoulder is like, go ahead, shoot that, and John's on this shoulder going, no, you know what to do, shoot this. And I'm like, I'm still not confident in my choices. Was John's advice all about strategy of shooting straight pool or anything about stance stroke? It was about straight pool. John complimented me a whole bunch about how straight I shoot. And I think a lot of that was because it was 5-inch pockets and I was shooting with a lot of confidence. But I was also motivated to get the most out of as I could. So I was really motivated to try hard. So I was playing really well. There was only a couple of times where we talked about a couple little shots. 99% of it was straight pool strategy. What shots to shoot, when, and why. How to deal with situations on the table. I can tell you this. I've given a lot of straight pool lessons. And when I'm giving a straight pool lesson to someone whose high runs maybe 25 or 30 balls, I'll have them shoot a break shot, and then they'll look at the rack, and I'll ask them to tell me what they see. And then they'll look at it, and they'll tell me, oh, I see this shot and this shot. And then I'll look at it and go, well, what about this? And I'll explain a couple different things. And at first, the student is like, wait a minute. Huh? What? You want me to do what now? Shoot that. It's complicated. And you're like, what? It takes a little bit to kind of incorporate it into your mind. Oh, I need to think a little more and look at more patterns. And that's how I felt. I've been playing straight pool for 40 years. I've run over 130 times. And John's telling me what to shoot, and I'm looking at him going, what? Huh? Do what? It's like, I'm going to have to get a lot of racks under my belt to start seeing this stuff more automatically and more instinctually. And I have my old way of playing, which is what pops up in my brain first. And I've got to turn that off and be like, no, your old instincts are right, but they're not as right as they can be. And I've got to. I feel like I think you get the idea. It's a new process. In comparison, when I shoot a break shot, John looks at the rack and he gives me advice. He's seeing the entire rack all the way through. And no, he can't predict every single shot, but he can see exactly what needs to happen and where the break balls and end patterns are going to be. And I think that's one way I can put it is you'll see a lot of my rack of the week videos where I'll develop a rack and then there will be an end pattern. And oh, there we go. And I keep the cue ball. As long as I keep the cue ball in the end pattern, I get on the break shot. The difference is the way that John's showing me, when I get to the end pattern, the end pattern will have multiple break balls, at least two, and multiple ways to get through the end pattern, multiple ways with minimal cue ball movement to end up. And that's how you link a lot of racks together so you can run 2, 3, 4, 500 balls and more, is by not having just one way to run the rack. There's multiple ways. And so John's seeing that at the beginning of the rack so that he can shoot the shots that result in the last 5, 6 balls having multiple options. It's advanced. It's really advanced stuff. And I'll just say this one time. Oh, wow. Thank you, Logan. I appreciate that. You're going to like it. I kind of want to compare. I kind of do, and I want to compare some of John Schmidt's runs, good racks, to other players, and I won't name any names. Not players who play bad, pros who play good, but aren't shooting the right patterns. Because when you see what I'm talking about, and you put a rack of straight pool the way it should be played up against a rack of straight pool where a good pro ran the rack but didn't do it in the optimal way. When you can see it side by side, it becomes very apparent. So I want to find a way to do that without acting like I'm criticizing or putting down the pro who can run out anyway. I don't know how to do that delicately. If you have a suggestion, let me know. Let me fill up my water glass, and I'll check and see if anyone has said anything else or has any other comments. And then I'm going to play the Road to 200, which is me shooting until I've pocketed 200 balls. So the goal is to do that in one inning, which would be fantastic. But the more immediate goal is a BPI over 30. So if I run 200 balls with a BPI over 30, that's less than 7 innings. That's 7 innings or less. And I kind of feel like I'm armed to do that now more consistently. In the past, my Road to 200s have taken 8 to 12 or more innings, which is bad. So I want at least a 30 BPI. My BPI over many sessions at John's house was over 40. And that's because of the bigger pockets, but it's also because of what I've been learning. And so we'll see what happens here. I've played here on my table a few times since I got back, and I've had some really bad racks, and I've had some good runs. But my high run's 84 since I got back. So we'll see what I can do. Sounds like watching Shane play 8-ball. His patterns make it so easy. Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's just like that, James. When you watch someone who's a real 8-ball technician like Shane Van Boning, they'll shoot a shot that you thought, why did he shoot that shot? It looks surprising. But then you see later on, it made the end of the rack really easy. So you can watch other pros who they can run out of a rack, but their cue ball's flying around and doing all kinds of fancy stuff and running into trouble. And whereas once Shane gets in line, it's like, doop, ba-doop, ba-doop, just connect the dots and he's out. So that's a very good analogy, James. Maybe I'll mention that in my thing. Commentating, yeah. Okay, Doug. Commentating while running the rack the new way. No. Everyone wants something for free. Well, you're not going to get it for free. And there's two reasons. Well, the main reason for that is, well, it reminds me of something else I need to put in the video, because I could put all my notes on the screen right now so you can see them and read them and have the information. But having the information and doing it are two different things. I think even if you buy my part 2 of my straight pool instruction book or video or whatever it is, you still need to go and spend time with a quality instructor like John Schmidt, or I could name a few others. Danny Baruti, Bob Hunter, Thorsten Holman, Niels Fein. Those would be my top ones that I would mention. There are others for sure that understand what I'm talking about. You're not going to become a 100-ball runner if that's your goal just by watching my Rack of the Week videos. It'll help you. And maybe you will. Maybe you'll become a 100-ball runner buying my book. But it's going to happen so much faster if you take lessons with a qualified instructor. You got to invest. This is really freaking hard, guys. You've got to invest in yourself. And that means spending a little money on instruction with an instructor and spending money getting the whole package, not just trying to tease out what you can from things I might say while I'm running a rack on a video. That'll help you. It'll help you for sure. And I want to help you guys. But that's why instructors don't give things away for free. Because it devalues what they're giving away. And because you're not going to get there unless if you make a big investment. And that's money and time. That's just the honest truth. So yes, I will talk about, I'm sure I will open my mouth and say some things and you'll hear some things. Don't think that you're getting a fraction of what you need. You've got to get the whole system, and you've got to take instruction as well. And John gives instruction. He's on Facebook. So if you are a person who is such motivated as such, you can find him and get a lesson. Let me fill up my glass with water. I'll be right back. Echo, turn on the light. I just ran my balls through the ball washer. Clean and polished. So we'll go from here. I did play earlier today, so I don't have the excuse of saying, oh, I'm not warmed up. I'm warmed up. I'm ready to go. So we'll remove that excuse. Okay. But at the same time, I'm not putting myself under pressure to run 200 balls or run 100 balls right now. Runs will come by shooting correctly and well. That's my goal. And so that's what I'm going to try to do. All right, let's play some pool. And you can still ask questions or whatever. When I'm done, I'll go look at the chat again. But I'm going to turn off the selfie camera here and switch microphones and play some pool. Okay, so this looks pretty good. I believe we're ready to go. All right, turn this off. Turn this off. Come on, turn off. There we go. All right, we're in business. Very cool, here we go. I got to bring up the score sheets on the screen. I feel like that's distracting to me, but I've kind of gotten used to it. So I'm keeping track of the score on the counters here. I think I'm going to leave that alone. I'm not going to do that. I'll just do it on the screen. So let me bring that up. I got to bring up little Chris's program. Let me bring that up. Let's see. It's right here. 1 second. I have that in the Road to 200 folder. Yes. Oh. Well, saved. Maybe I didn't save this. I'll organize that for next time. Don't worry about it. Okay. All right. Let me turn on the scores here. They are right. I've got too many sources in this scene. Where are they? Starting soon. Geez, where are they? Oh, I'm in the wrong thing. Hold on a second. Let me try this. Okay, microphone's on. Score sheet is on. Okay, now we're ready to play. Sorry about that. I had the wrong scene in my OBS there. All right. We're ready to play now, and you'll see the current score and the BPI and stuff on the top of the screen as I go. Okay. It can be a little distracting because I got to put on my reading glasses in between racks in order to mark the score, but we're going to deal with it. That's okay. All right, here we go. 200 points. Ugh. Be nice to me. Give me some open racks here. All right. Ooh. I came close to the pocket there. Wow. Like 4 balls go in? 3 balls went in. Okay. All right. $11. Ooh. Yikes. $7. I didn't hit that right. Let's see. Darn it. I just wonder if there's a better key ball with a break shot, because if I don't get a good angle on the 12, it's going to be tough. But it's going to be tough to get to the 12 right now anyway. Okay. Yeah. That was always going to be a real tough fight. I might be able to hold it. Let's see. All right. That's one. So I can hit plus 14 without putting on my reading glasses. Okay, this one's a little more traditional. I overcooked that. That's not what I wanted. Yeah. Yep. That just made things a lot tougher. Yep. And that led to a miss. I didn't hit that right. That's the wrong shot anyway, but I didn't see anything. I couldn't see the right thing to do there. So I was turned to my shot making to try and shoot myself out of it, and then that's what happens when you do that. You miss. Okay. Oop. So the first rack I was always going to clear because there were no problems. Every ball was separated. The second rack I had to do a little bit of work and I failed to do it. Okay. Try again. Well, Ah, missed it. That's just carelessness there. Right there's the in pattern. Make the one and follow forward to here. Okay. Now, on 5-inch pockets, that 7 ball would have gone in. So there's a little bit of carelessness there. I don't know how many balls I got there, maybe just one. But that pattern was okay. I think it's the best I could have done. Tried to make a key ball and it came way over here instead of over there. But what are you going to do? But yeah, that run should have continued. So 2 runs ending with missed shots. That's unforced errors there. It's a little bit of, yeah, unforced errors. That's all you can say. Oh boy. Hey, 14. I think I'll shoot you first. So this is, I mean, look, if I could have this rack every single time, I might run 500 because you got a break ball, you got a key ball, everything's wide open. Yeah, there's no excuse here. None. Whoa. All right, well, the speed of the table's a little different. All right. You get a little bit loose. I thought I was loose. Let me make sure I get loose here. Loosey-goosey. So I don't miss any more easy shots. Huh. Yeah, I should have left. I should have played the 3. I could have come down and played the 3. I should have done that. Well, I gotta shoot this one. Yeah, that's not the best. So that's pretty fun, but like I said, those balls were all wide open. You could run that racket like 20 different ways. Still feels good to run it. Okay. So you see this, you see the difference. This is what you're going to get more often than not. Got to do a little bit of work here. Oh, I made a mistake. Supposed to just draw to here. Because then I can shoot the 10, bump this, and I have the 12. So that was a big boo-boo. Pretty big boo-boo there. Now what am I going to do? Wow. Wowzers. Darn it. Ooh, I might get the angle I wanted before. That's cool. Wow. Oh, come on. Well, I took that carelessly. I wanted to hit the 9-ball full. I didn't want to glance the 9-ball. I opened it up, but that's what happens when you don't have your cue ball under control. I could have got there. I only had the 115 to deal with, and I got options for break balls. But that's what happens when you let your cue ball go willy-nilly. It's uncanny how it happens. Well, so 5 balls. You can say it's uncanny, but frankly, the only ball on the table that was moving was the cue ball. So it's not surprising that it finds a pocket when it goes loose. That's why you don't let the cue ball go loose like that. Oh. All right, come on. That's the cue ball that goes around the rack and scratches in that corner pocket. I really don't like that action, and here's one reason why. Wow, that 14 might just go through there. But I'm so close to it, I don't have to play position. It really looks like it might go through there. But I've got to do one of these elevated stroke things. I could shoot the 5. I've got to do this. I'm going to make my cue lighter. I think it helps. I could be wrong. I think it helps to make it lighter. Like I can take off the end of my cue. Let's see if I can hit this shot. 14. Ha! Beautiful shot. See that cue ball slowed down? Nice. Nice. All right, let's see. Ooh. No, I hit the wrong ball. Hit the wrong ball ski. No, I can't see it. I can't see an easy way to deal just down there and up, but I can't. I don't see it. Oh boy. Trying to hit the one ball. Oh boy. Well, it reminds me of one thing that I know that I learned is John Schmidt's cue ball control is way better than mine. I mean, he just, you can't get the cue ball in those tight spots, you're going to be in a tight spot, which is where I am now. Oh, geez. Yeah. So that might have gone in on a table with 5-inch pockets because it'd be more slidey down the rail. So I'm trying to hold the cue ball, so I'm undercutting it, but you can't undercut it like that. Yeah, so there's your example of what makes a tighter pocket table harder. You can't cheat the pocket as much. You can't do as much. You can't do as much. So that was, how many balls was that? I left, that was only 10. I thought I was going to get there. And I hit this cue ball too soft too. All right, well, that's pretty pathetic. I was running a lot more racks than that before I went on my trip. Let's just try and stroke some balls in here, shall we? Okay. That was yeah. Twice I didn't get my cue ball where I needed. Okay. The cue ball was hooking around to go for that corner pocket again. You often get a mess like this, and I'm not sure if I like that break shot. One. Well, I opened those balls up, didn't I? Nine. Yeah. Well, it's supposed to be here. Seeing too much. Seeing too many things. Three balls, or 13 is a good key ball. But lost that opportunity. Oh boy. Come on. Yes. Oh boy. All right, I think my table's a little slower. That's not where I wanted to be. Darn it. I wanted the 8 as my key ball, but I screwed up position on the 10. And I screwed up position on the balls earlier. That made it hard to get on the 10. Oh, oh! That's pretty good. It's considered. I committed to the 8 as my key ball. I could have committed to the 13 as a key ball, in which case I would have cleared the up table balls and then these and then used those to get down on the 13. So that may have been a better end pattern. I just went the other way. And then it was very difficult because I wanted to get on the 5. Because getting on the 5 in either corner, you can get on the 8 in the side easily. But that's all done now. I wanted to come off of those, come up here. Cut that a little close, huh? Yeah, another thing 5-inch pockets do for you is this 7-15 combination, you're pretty confident shooting that from here on a 5-inch pockets. But on these pockets, I'm not so confident. So it makes the game harder because you can't use opportunities like that. I mean, sure, I can make it, but I can also miss it. Yeah, so that's a tough. I mean, I kind of recovered there, but I'm still in a tough spot because I didn't get what I wanted earlier. Now I'm in big trouble. Oh, that's why I hit it that way, just in case that happened. Twice in one session. Well, I didn't want to be on the rail, but that's where I am. Come on. Well, that turned out terrible anyway. I didn't know what to do with that. That's why I missed it, because I had no confidence in what I was doing. God dang it. All because of that shot earlier that I was trying to hit the 4 ball and come off the 4 up here. Suppose I should have run into him, but yeah, I could have made a better decision back there. 4, 6, 7, 8 balls, 22. Yay, 22. All right, let's stop fooling around. Come on. Ugh. Okay. Huh. Yeah. Okay. You know. Ugh. best I could do there. Shoot. Get that a little bit softer. It would have been a lot better. That too hard. Hit it too hard and I hit it to the outside of the pocket. Now I got to do something spectabulous just to get onto the. Man, oh man. Shoot my key ball, that doesn't help none. Oh! So not quite as soft as a 5-inch pocket, but it took it. Oh! Yikes! There. You want to use that 2-ball. Too much. Whoa, 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 stop. Thank you. No, I want to come out here, so I have an angle. I want to be straight in. gonna hit the tube all over. Come on. They're almost identical brake balls. They're both high. But that's what we got. All right. Well, that was a bit of shooting, but we got there. Oops. Got a ball on the floor. We're going to run away. Well, we got our work cut out for us here, huh? Six in the side. Six in the side. Oh, wow, that went way short. I thought it was, all right. Well, if it would have gone, I got the 4 and I got a lot of balls open. That was unfortunate. The only other opportunity was to bank the 4 out of 5. And then hope I get some kind of shot on the 10, but this is all I'm going to get on the 10. Maybe that will open something up, I don't know. All right, well, 29. High run of the day, 29. Woohoo! That was just, that was a less than optimal break shot. You really got to catch that ball more full and harder. Just didn't get a result on that break shot. I mean, and that's because of the way I played the rack. That's the break shot I ended up with. I might have been able to do better if I had a better pattern through there, but I didn't. See how that ball hit here? The ball hit all the way down here. These are 4.5-inch pockets, but if you hit them soft, they'll go in. I'm not saying do that all the time. I'm just saying you have, if it's 5-inch pockets, you can hit the ball up here, it'll still go in from that angle. That's what the advantage is. Oh, whoa, stop. Ay, ay, ay. Just here. Ay, ay, ay. Yay, 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 yay. Eight. Ah, son of a gun. I'll tell you what. I'm going to tell you this. You're frozen on the rail. With 5-inch corner pockets, you got 5.5-inch side pockets. This shot is a lot easier. I've got down on this shot. I'm like, where's the side pocket? I don't even see the opening. It's bigger. I'm going to continue from here, but I do, in all fairness, need to mark that down. That's a run of 16, but I'll continue from here. The stats, I don't care about the stats. I mean, obviously I care, but I don't care because things are different. So I just want to see if I can shoot pool from here. 13. Far enough. And I missed. All right. Well, That's the end of my mulligans. I'm not going to write that down. Gosh, darn it. All because of a missed shot in the side pocket. I'm going to erase that excuse right now. I've never had trouble shooting into my side pockets, and I'm not going to make it an excuse. Wow. You got to hit the heart, man. You got to hit the heart if you want it to go at speed. Even that wasn't in the heart. It still hit the both facings. Sorry, it's a little interlude here. I'm erasing an excuse. That's in the heart of the pocket. That's what we're doing. Easy to find. Aim for the black. Nope. Gosh darn it. It's not that hard. I miscued. That's the heart of the pocket. I miscued again. Very weird. I miscued. I see 3 chalk marks on the ball. Even with Tom, I wouldn't expect to see that much. 2 chalk marks. That's it. A little bit of technique issue here too. No. I want to get 2 in a row. That's what I'm doing. At speed. That's 1. That wasn't perfect. That hit the right facing a little bit. It wasn't quite in the center. But it was good. All right. Now you want to tap it in and nibble the ball away. See, I miscued. Why am I miscuing it? Well, it's because it's off the rail. But still. Okay. Let's continue. Slacks at night sometimes. I don't know why it's not that. table plays tougher than John. Not an excuse, though. Yikes, what a mess. Wow. Well, I got to take a chance. It'll throw. Let's see, I need right, so left, 6 ball. Okay, well, I don't know what happened with the cue ball, but whatever. Oh boy. All right. 7. See? I know how to shoot them into my side pockets. Let's look at another tough shot. Ay, ay, ay. I really want to shoot the 12, but it's not the right shot. All right, 13. There's that ball. Yes! I got one problem solved. Or at least opened up. All right. Isn't that soft? Oh, 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 oh. Woo! That's real good. That's good. Okay. Nice. Yep, I know better. I did it anyway. Okay, well. Oh my God. All right. Well, watching know why I missed that. I was walking over here before the 4-ball ever got to the pocket. Just not staying down on my shot. Really confident in ball pocketing, and then I start moving when I'm shooting like that. So, all right, so unforced errors are getting me tonight, that's for sure, but that's all right. We're doing something new. We got 30 that time, but I'm going to shoot. I'm going to shoot again from here because that's not acceptable. And let's just see what I can do from here. Oh, it's good it's a good wake-up call. Yeah. Good wake-up call. Too much cue ball movement. I want to be right here so I can nudge the 3 over when I shoot the 9. That was the whole point of coming over here to do that. All right, let's just play. 6. Well, that 5-ball just became my key ball. Because since I did that, shoot. It doesn't have to be, but. Now we've got circus outs. These are not good patterns. And my speed is off too. Not what we wanted. We didn't want that angle. Yeah. See, I could have kept the run going. That was a fundamentals error. Very, very bad unforced error when I missed that ball inside the pocket, but it's a good wake-up call. So 2, so that's 12. Well, way too many innings, and we're only at 154 points. Too far, Ski. I got my speed control better than that. Yikes. All right. 26 and 14 is 40. Okay. Yeesh. Okay, well, cut the 11. Whoa, pinpoint position on that 14. Pinpoint position. Like anywhere could have worked. Oh, that's good. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Too far. Shit. Shoot, shoot, shit. Well, I can't say that on YouTube. Okay. Darn. Six. Oh, no. I swear to God that ball went through there. God dang it. I should have shot the three. Three's the right shot. I thought I had room to go through there. Oh, well. Shoot. I had no doubt I was going to clear that rack as well. I'm supposed to shoot the 3 ball. God darn it. 7. 47. That puts me over, doesn't it? Yeah, 201. 22 BPI. Terrible. Stunk up the house. Oh, okay, well, I'm going to save that. Let's see if anybody's even watching anymore. Go over here and turn that back on. Where's the scores? Scorekeeper. Yeah, there we go. And that. That and that. Whoop. Wrong camera. Turn on. Where is it? Where is it? Huh. Oh, it's not working. My selfie cam's not working. I'll try and figure out why. Commentating. Oh, nobody said anything after I started playing. Everybody went away because I was missing so much. You can see as I went on, yeah, look at the blue line on that chart. I mean, I was struggling, and then I finally got a 49. I started shooting a little better. Honestly, that's only the 3rd time I played on my table since I got back. I don't want to make any excuses, though. Doing a lot of stuff, and I'm going to be get back into playing more often starting Sunday or Monday. So look for the regular 3 Road to 200s next week. This was my only one this week because I'm busy getting back into the swing of things back home here. All right, snookeresque, Steve said. Yeah, one. Oh, wait. Yeah, see, right now on the top of your screen, it says record high run 168. That's because I haven't put the data from last week into Little Chris's program. I'm still tabulating all the runs, and I'm going to get that done by Sunday and get it put into here. And I'm debating whether I want to put it in there and create a separate. I don't know. We'll see. But I'll have that data in. So the next Road to 200 that I do will probably be Monday night at 7, and I will have all the data, all of my runs and John's runs from last week at his house. I will have all that put into into Chris's program. So tonight was a stinker, 22 BPI, but you could see I was out of sorts. Whatever. All right, man, I'm going to go. Stuff to do. We're back in the saddle. Oh, let's see. Some people were saying some things. Why did you start this channel? Steve Kurtz showed up. Steve says, this is why I never like playing on big pockets. If you play on big pockets a lot, it can kind of wreck your game because you get sloppy. It opens up possibilities for the run, but then you go try and play on a tight table, and as you just saw, you struggle a little bit. Yeah, that's what Steve says. It makes you get sloppy. It's exactly what it does. It makes you get sloppy, 1, with your fundamentals, and 2, with your patterns, because you can cut a ball and it'll still go in if you get out of line, blah, blah, blah. So it makes you sloppy in more ways than one. But if you're going to try and run over 500 balls, you got to have 5-inch pockets. There's just no two ways about it. But if you're going to go play in straight pool tournaments, you better be playing on 4.5-inch pockets so that you play. When you're playing in a tournament on 4.5-inch pockets, Sure, you'd like to run 100, but 40 and safe, 40 safe, 40 and safe wins the game. You don't have to run 100. The different animal. Those are two different types of straight pool. Anyway. All right. So next week, Monday, will be the new Road to 200, and I will have the data, and you will see my record high run is now 189, and that will be reflected. I'll get all the numbers put into the program. And I will see you then. This Sunday's Rack of the Week, I'm redoing the Rack of the Week from just 2 weeks ago, the one where I talk about ball sequences. I'm going to do that rack again because I'm going to be able to show kind of the right way to play straight pool, because the pattern that I ran out that rack with was awful. It was okay. It wasn't awful. I'm being facetious, but I'm going to show a better way. That's going to be the Rack of the Week for this Sunday. So look for that, and I'll see you Monday. Thanks for watching. Good night. Go play some pool. Bye. And if you're going to play pool, play it straight. All right, bye.